your credit cards are not gone. And now you're going to deal with the currency, the new currency that's going to be put in place within these chips, man. Okay. A recent Department of Homeland Security funded study produced by the National Consortium for the Study of Terrorism and Responses to Terrorism at the University of Maryland characterizes Americans who are suspicious of centralized federal authority, and reverent of individual liberty as extreme right-wing terrorists. Okay, so you can't fly the flag for freedom. You can't fly the flag for anything, man. If you ain't down with what the government is telling you to be down with, man, you're enemy of the state. And that's as simple as that, man. You have no freedoms no more, man. You do what the government tells you to do, man. That Orwellian state has been instated, man. It ain't coming, it's already here, man. Okay? They just got a little further to go before it's complete. Okay? But the Most High ain't gonna let it get that far, man. Judgment is gonna come before that can happen, man. Okay? Alright. Let's check the script, see what I had here. Alright, let's read this quickly. This is Micah 2 verse 1. It says, "Woe to them that devise iniquity and work evil upon their beds. When the morning is light, they practice it, because it is in the power of their hands." Okay, that's talking about the elites, man. They devise all this wickedness, in their sleep, man. They dream. They continuously doing this, man. Always working on the next bit of wickedness they're gonna do, man. Devising iniquity. Okay, and all that from the conspiracies, all that's wickedness that they're doing, that they're trying to play down, man. Okay, putting people on hit lists. If you're not down with the agenda, okay. Okay, another article saying this is scientists warn geoengineering can kill billions of people. Okay, the last article mentioned about conspiracy theories. Now, well, this was at one point a conspiracy theory, man. That chemtrails were being sprayed in the atmosphere, man. That was a conspiracy theory. That wasn't true, apparently. The government would tell you. Okay, that's someone being paranoid. That's what they would tell you. Okay, but here it is in this article. They're openly talking about it, but it isn't for the reason that you thought it was for. Is what they're trying to make it out to be. They're not trying to kill you with their chemtrails. They're trying to prevent global warming or climate change. Okay, but we know it's a damn lie. Okay, because that whole climate change, global warming is bullshit. Okay, let's just read into it. Okay, so geoengineering is an umbrella term for deliberate climate intervention that includes spraying the sky with aerosols to reflect solar radiation away from the Earth in order to cool the planet and to save the environment and the humanity from the effects of supposedly man-made global warming. There is evidence that this program has already been implemented for many years using unidentified chemical aerosols known as chemtrails. Okay, but they would straight deny this before. Okay, they would deny this. Okay, that was all in their mind before. It's like it. A geoengineering chemtrails experiment using a balloon to spray sulfur particles into the sky to reflect solar radiation back into space is planned for New Mexico within a year by scientist David Keith. Okay, so they plan to use these same chemtrails in New Mexico. Okay, to help the planet. supposedly. Okay, Keith manages a multi-million-dollar research fund for Bill Gates. Okay, well, what does Bill Gates deal with? He's a eugenicist, man. Okay, he's a eugenicist, man, and his agenda is depopulation of the planet. Okay, so he ain't trying to help the planet; he's trying to depopulise. Bit of a conflict there. Gates has also gathered a team of scientists, lobbyists that have been asking governments for handouts for the climate manipulation experiments with taxpayers' money. It's like it. So not only this guy's a billionaire or whatever, man, and he's asking for handouts with taxpayers' money. So he wants us to help contribute for our death. The demons are fucking twisted, man. Geoengineering is touted as the largest effort to save people and the planet from global warming. But the truth is that geoengineering can alter rain cycles, leading to droughts and famine that could result in billions of deaths. Therefore, Bill Gates appears to be using his concern over global warming to cloak his real intent of controlling weather and/or depopulation. Okay? That's the real agenda, depopulation. To fuck with your respiratory system, man. And make you susceptible to diseases, man. Okay? It says Mount Pinatubo model for geoengineering, drought, famine and death. Mount Pinatubo volcano in the Philippines erupted in 1991, spewing 22 million tons of sulfur dioxide into the upper stratosphere. A 2008 study from Rutgers University based a model on Mount Pinatubo sulfur dioxide emissions and applied it to geoengineering. The scientists said that they expected overall global cooling, but some regions would experience an increase in greenhouse gases and warming, as was recorded after Pinatubo erupted. Based on the SO2 volcanic model, the scientists reported that geoengineering aerosols sprayed in tropical or Arctic regions are likely to disrupt African and Asian Indian summer monsoons, threatening the food and water supply of billions of people. Additional negative consequences include ozone depletion, reduced strength of hydrological cycles, resulting in decreased river flow and soil moisture. While the scientists led by Alan Robock, who performed the experiments, appear to believe in man-made global warming, they do have stern warnings against the dangers of geoengineering. Okay, so this is coming from, what I'm about to read, that's coming from guys that actually believe in geoengineering, okay, in climate change, okay. But even these guys have to admit, like, there's dangers of doing this, okay. And you read here, 2012 geoengineering study. The Max Planck Institute conducted a study of geoengineering models based on volcanoes, but the study was unrealistic because it used climate models with 400% more carbon dioxide than the pre-industrial era. However, their results showed that geoengineering will cause a strong decrease in rainfall, a 50% loss in North America and Eurasia, and a 20% decrease in South America. Overall, global rainfall will be reduced by 5%, unless one considers the financial benefits. Government and private grants. It is bewildering why the academia would support geoengineering. Okay, so apart from money, why would you do that? There's no reason to do that. Geoengineering can cause warming, if that's that's what they're trying to prevent, right? But it can also cause warming. Geoengineering can actually cause global warming when tampering with clouds in the upper atmosphere, stratosphere. The Gates-funded scientist lobbyists proposed spraying sulfur dioxide 30 miles above Earth, and the New Mexico experiment proposes spraying 15 miles above surface. Both of these fall within the parameters of upper atmosphere, stratosphere. The troposphere is the lowest portion of the Earth's atmosphere, extending an average of 4 to 12 miles above the surface. Clouds that are in the lower troposphere are generally thick white clouds with a high rate of albedo, or reflectivity of the sun's rays away from Earth, that produce a cooling effect. However, the experiments are to be conducted above this level in the upper atmosphere, stratosphere. The upper atmosphere is called the stratosphere and extends 31 No, okay, yeah. And extends as high as 31 miles above the Earth's surface. The clouds in the higher stratosphere are generally thin, have a lower albedo reflective rate, and act like a blanket that traps heat. Both experiments proposed dumping SO2 in the upper atmosphere stratosphere, creating a heat-trapping blanket that will theoretically increase warming. This is the opposite of Gates' stated goal to cool the planet. Most long-distance planes fly at 6 miles above surface in the lower atmosphere and troposphere. This is what about the EPA? Given that the EPA claims that sulfur dioxide emissions cause health problems and early death, and that they are shutting coal plants over emissions, you may be wondering why the EPA isn't screaming bloody murder over Gates' SO2 aerosol spraying experiments. The answer can be found on the EPA's own website, where they promote giving regulatory power over geoengineering chemicals to the UN or developed countries that fund the programs. The EPA is abdicating power to international interests. Bill Gates' failure to address the EPA's dire warnings of the dangers of SO2 is proof that he is aware that the EPA's claims are grossly overstated, or that he doesn't really care about the environment as he's has ulterior motives. Okay? So yeah, man. They'll be turning blind eyes to it, man, and, you know, allowing Bill Gates to do what he does, man. Global warming and UN control. Global warming is a ruse that claims that life on planet Earth is in grave danger. This alarmism is used for political gain. Global warming is a hoax based on manipulated sciences from the UN's Intergovernmental Panel on Climate Change. The UN is currently assuming control over geoengineering through its Convention on Biological Diversity Treaty, and declared a moratorium on experiments, except in some cases. Conclusion: geoengineering is either a risky adventure to test ignorant theories or a scheme to control weather, water, and food supplies. Bill Gates' record as a depopulation enthusiast supports the argument that geoengineering is a weather domination scheme that may be used as a weapon threatening the lives of billions of people. And that's what it is, man. You know, that is the agenda. He's working for the elites, and he's pushing that agenda, the depopulation, man. Okay, according to the Georgia Guidestones. Okay, that's what it's all about. Okay, ain't no fucking climate change, global warming bullshit. That's just an excuse, man. Because before they wouldn't even admit that they were spraying chemicals for that particular reason, but now they're telling you that's the reason why they've been spraying, man. Okay, to hide their tracks. Because there is no such thing as global warming, man. Okay, that was made up in a laboratory, and then fed to you fucking idiots out here, man. Okay. Alright. On to the next article. It says here, Frankenstein has announced mutant GMO cows to produce engineered milk for human babies. Okay, so Esau's trying to play, he's playing God again, trying to be God by making GMO cows, and then wanting to feed the milk to babies, or to the masses, man. Because God never just put a cow there, to produce milk and give milk to people. And yes, they redesign it for some reason. Okay. The world of genetic engineering has fallen even further into the surreal with the announcement that the New Zealand scientists have unveiled a genetically modified mutant cloned cow, which they say produces a reduced allergen milk for consumption by human babies. So this is supposedly why they did it, to reduce an allergen, for reduced allergen milk. But we're going to get into it. Okay, this is being reported by the BBC and elsewhere. Horrifyingly, these Frankensteinists cloned a cow, then altered the embryo using RNA interference. After gestation, the mutant GMO cow was born without a towel. Okay, so he was defective. If something isn't born with all its limbs, man, it's defective, man. It's a bit fucked up. Okay.